All right, so we'll keep chipping away here. Let's take a look at our photograph. And we just want to refine the details, so we're going to add in like our brick ledge here. So maybe I'll take my tape measure tool and let's be real true to what's going on here. I'll call this like 10 inches, and then I'll come up again by say 52 inches, and then we'll call this brick ledge roughly, we'll call it 4 inches, like that. And so that's like on the side of the house. And so we're going to kind of set up the rule, and then we're going to apply that rule across the board. So I'll start with that brick ledge right here. And let me go back to that view, and we're going to pull another guideline off the green. And that's like 6 feet. So I'll call it 72 inches. You don't have to be completely accurate here, but that looks good. And yeah, the brick kind of drops, so I'm just gonna start my brick at 6 inches, like that, and we'll let the foundation jump. We'll fill that in later. Let's just get the brick set up here, and we'll leave that. All right, so you can use your rectangle tool, and you can kind of break this stuff up like that. Yeah, it's kind of all set up there, and then we can go back over here to our view. We can use our guides. I like using guides a lot. I would drop those in. So maybe if that's like, sometimes you want to make some assumptions, like if that's roughly 30 inches, and I think this is probably a good time to check some of my scale, because I just made some assumptions about the size of this house. And so at this point, I could measure like roughly from here to here. See, that's showing up at like 7'10", like almost 8 feet. That seems about right. I just want to check my scale before I go too far, because you can kind of fix the whole thing overall, but it would have been better to check that in the beginning. But I'm actually pretty good with this, so that's a good thing to check early on, is like, did you get a realistic scale when you guessed on the size of this? And you can check some windows, or if you just know one thing that's if you know one measurement, you can then check it in your model. And so I think that we said this was 20 feet, or at least that's how we were guessing at it at the beginning, and it's showing 22 feet. That looks right. So all right, so our scale's good. I just want to make sure that before I go any further, not have any surprises. So I'll use my rectangle tool again. I'll hover on this guide, hold shift, snap here, and then snap here. All right, and this will be like our garage floor line. Maybe I'll just take like this chunk of geometry that I already made and make a copy of it over to the edge here, because it is symmetrical. And we're gonna have like our guide here, and like our garage door, we'll call it 8 feet. I mean, it's probably, I don't know what a typical garage, typically 7 or 7.6, 8 feet sounds right to me. And check that. So let's see. So this needs to sit like right here. So maybe it's like 6 inches down. So where did we get to? Our garage door. See, our garage is like, it's getting a little bit skewed over here. Like you can see that, if my, like where this is hitting, I think the garage actually drops down behind this pile of dirt. So that's like a kind of a easy mistake to make, that I made, is this should actually like drop down a little bit. But, at this stage of the game, I'm good with running with what we've got. And I would probably just ignore it and let it be what it is. It's going to look right, So let's see. So we'll just leave that alone. Call our garage door 7.6 is fine. Then we got our brick, and then of course our brick would wrap around. So I can use my rectangle tool, hold shift, draw a rectangle like that, and probably one like that. And then So that's going to be good on my brick. And so now draw this line across for the garage door. We'll kind of treat this as the slab, and then we can use our push-pull tool. Pull this out by, let's call it, well, let's make it like just a little exaggerated. We'll make it 4 inches, and then pull this one out by like an extra inch, like that. And so then over here we can do the same, and then pull it out by 4. So this will be like that, and we get that same effect happening there. And you know, maybe we want to just do like an inch on that side and an inch on that side, just to cast those shadows and give the right look. And if I go back to my match photo, we're going to do the same thing over here, like that. And yeah, so now we're going to go with, maybe I'll use my guidelines to kind of kick these things off. You know, I'm holding shift. Like once I find that blue axis, you just hold shift and it constrains it. That's kind of a nice feature in SketchUp, and like that. And then again, we use our rectangle tool. I use that, like, I don't know, you get kind of 2 lines for the price of 1. And then if I'm drawing across here, which, you know, look at that, I kind of didn't quite snap properly. So let's just fix that with my move tool. And then you know, another tool you could use to do this is move tool with the copy command. You tap Control or Option on the Mac to copy those up and around. And then I would just duplicate what I did over here. And you know, I think I called that like roughly, I forget if it was like 6 feet or something like that. And so I would just kind of do the same, hold shift, snap to that point, snap those, pull this out by say 3, 3, and 3. And then we'll get these guys pulled out. And then we're going to pull out by 1, 1, and 1, like that. All right, so looking good. Control E, kill those guides. We've got like the massing in place. Maybe, you know, clean. Oh, that's fine. We can leave that alone. We got kind of this chunk separate from this chunk right now, and we'll keep chipping away and getting that cleaned up. Looks good. If you like this video, click the BD button to subscribe to our channel. Every week we post new videos covering SketchUp, Layout, Lumion, and our Condoc Tools extension. If you are a professional architect or interior designer, you are going to love our tutorials.